If you're looking to reach millennials with your marketing, you may have to change a few things. In many ways, this generation is transforming the way business is done and won. Chelsea Krost is a millennial marketing strategist who will share some tips with us. So good to see you, Chelsea.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I read through your tips, and what I like about them is they definitely hit millennials, but really everything is changing. And so these tips are good to reach a lot of people, not just millennials.
Absolutely. I've been in the millennial space for the past 10 years, and just because I target millennials, just as many baby boomers and Gen Xers absolutely love the content we share, especially the content we're about to jump into, because the reality is millennials have the largest combined spending power, so you definitely want to learn how to appeal and target this market.
Right, and often older people want what the millennials want too, right? I want to know what's new and cool. So let's start going through. First, you're talking about debunking stereotypes. Is this stereotypes about millennials?
Yes, these are stereotypes about millennials because, look, the reality is that millennials have been titled lazy, entitled, narcissistic. And the reality is that we are 80 million people strong in America alone. It is not fair to bracket 80 million of us in 3 negative stereotypes. So instead, of course, you're going to have your section of couch potatoes, but there are so many millennial hustlers within this generation that are so entrepreneurial, so passionate, and only want to succeed.
Absolutely. So I think the way you focus on it is interesting because you focus on how information is delivered, right? And because whether you are sort of a stereotypical millennial or you are one of these hustlers that you're talking about, how the information gets to them is the same.
Absolutely. And social media could be our best friend and our worst enemy today. And millennials happen to be spending the most time on social media. So when it comes to marketing tactics to appeal to the millennial consumer, so much of those tactics do remain in the social media space.
Right. So embrace social media and think digital first. Think mobile.
Yes. Absolutely. This is the biggest disappointment because you might have the most beautiful website with great services or great product, but if your website is not mobile optimized, you will lose out on consumer spending. The reality is that we have the attention span of about a goldfish today. So if we log onto your website on our mobile device and it doesn't load, or it's not mobile optimized, or there's too many, I can't figure it out on my mobile phone, we are going to bounce out within a matter of seconds. About 72% of people demand mobile optimized websites, according to Google research. That's a high statistic.
Absolutely.
So get mobile optimized now.
And let's talk about the next one, which is build relationships with influencers. Influencer marketing has become more and more important, and there are whole networks around this where you can pay influencers. Do you suggest doing something like that, or going and doing sort of the hard work one by one to go try and get influencers to like your product, or both?
So, the beautiful thing is that you can tap agencies who have built an influencer network. Even my business, my company, we tap influencers all the time for clients. The reality is that 2017 is the year of the influencer boom. Influencers could be your best friend, and I call them your modern digital publicist. Because we, as influencers, are helping you spread the word, amplify your messaging, and educate consumers on what products and services are available. It is so important to start building that influencer database, and you could do that using social media. You could do that using Twitter lists. You could do that using Facebook groups. Have them become your brand ambassadors. Make them feel like they are a part of your brand, a part of your business. Reward them or incentivize them in some way, and they will create content and share it on their behalf, which is ultimately going to bring more eyeballs and hopefully more ROI on your investment within the influencer marketing.
We can't talk too much about it now, but I want to do a whole segment on influencers and actually how to utilize them and make it work for you, because there's so many of them out there right now that some things work, some things don't work. I'd love to, unfortunately we don't have time, but okay, let's get into the next one is UGC, user-generated content. That also fits with the influencer idea.
Yes, so UGC, also known as user-generated content. Let's talk about what it is, first of all. User-generated content is any content created by the consumer. This could be a Yelp review, a comment, a post, an article, a picture on behalf of a business, brand, service, or product. UGC is your best friend. Millennials are 80% more influenced by what their peers are sharing than by branded content alone. Statistics also show us that because now we have the ability to utilize Facebook and Instagram ads, which are very effective for marketing strategies this year, if you insert UGC into ads instead of branded content as an ad, you will see a higher return on investment. That is the power of user-generated content. And that also comes hand in hand with your influencer strategy. Your influencers that you're tapping to spread awareness on behalf of your business are creating user-generated content for your business. And then the smart thing is to then repurpose that user-generated content through your own business channels or on your website so that you are further aggregating more eyeballs, building your community. And again, it's all about the community. It's all about that brand awareness. And that's what social media really does for you. Right. And that's the ROI there. Right. Building your brand awareness, building that community, that influencer strategy, it's all going to return back to you in result of sale.
Got it. Unfortunately, we have to stop right there, but this is great information. Chelsea, so good to see you.
Thank you so much.